Everybody. So today we're going to be looking at we're doing another critique stream today. If if watched me a lot back when Smash 4 was a big thing, I would do these things pretty often. I plan to do this kind of regularly again. It's easy for me to like chop these up, keep up with your progress, and just see how we're overall progressing. The other thing too is since I will be flying to Japan, this will be relatively easy for me to do. I won't really have to worry about setting up too much. Gonna be bringing my microphone with me. Not gonna be bringing my webcam. My Alienware does have a webcam on it, but I don't think the quality of it's gonna be the best. But gonna have that with me here. So the first set that we're gonna be looking at is gonna be Scawty's. So he's a relatively new duck hunt to the competitive scene. I know he's been playing a lot since Smash 4, but he kind of went to one tournament early on, had a bad experience, but now he's looking to get back into the scene now. So he sent me this video, take a look at it, and told me it was okay to go over it on stream. So it's going to be a duck hunt versus Bowser, and one of the things that you're going to notice with this set in particular, or this game in particular, is that he has like a lot of like the newbie duck hunt habits, and I definitely want to go over these very early on. A lot of you guys that are probably watching this are very new to duck hunt. There weren't too many people that played him in Smash 4, and a lot of people didn't really understand how he worked mechanically. And so there's a lot of things I want to point out here, specifically on things that you really shouldn't be doing with this character, as he kind of gets bodied by this Bowser. And Bowser is definitely one of our better matchups that we have, but he did gain a lot of tools that help him out a good amount. There's some things that I need to look and lab out specifically, because all of it kind of relates to the way that Tough Guy works, and then the new armor that Bowser has that kind of spells a lot of bad news for Duck Hunt. But the good thing is, like, it's nothing that we can't handle. It's nothing that you haven't seen before. You can still trap him relatively the same way. It's just the way that you're going to have to play around with Can is going to be different just because of the new knockback mechanics that we have. But yeah, let's get right into it. There we go. Okay, so... Oh, I just realized I need to change the topic. This will alright? Yeah. Boop. Okay. Okay, so he just kind of... So one thing that we need to keep in mind pretty desperately now is that, you saw how quickly Bowser just kind of exploded right onto Scotty's zone. The biggest thing you remember is neutral start is a lot closer than it was in Smash 4. Because of this, that means you can't really set up camp the same way that you would there. Also, Can is going to be going farther for you. So even if you did like a full hop Can, it's not necessarily as safe as it used to be in Smash 4. We lost our range on our fair. And, now that you're closer, if you do full hop fair, he can just, like, jump fair you pretty easily once they know that's a duck hunt habit. I wouldn't be surprised if you play against a lot of duck hunt if you're fighting duck hunt, if you're playing against a veteran duck hunt player, that's probably going to be a way that they start off early on now. So look for that habit to be something that you can exploit. But yeah, keep in mind, throwing out Can at the beginnings can be a little bit more risky. Thankfully, as you'll see here, is that... Can does launch farther now, so even though like Bowser's just kind of running there, I think the explosion is just like... Yeah, the explosion is like right outside his range. I think if he kept running forward, the explosion would have hit Duck Hunt, because I think Bowser's fast enough. I think it's all because he did the... I think that dash attack animation just kind of slowed him down very briefly. Like, let's look at that. Yeah, if he kept running forward, I think the explosion would have hit Duck Hunt too. There's a chance that maybe it wouldn't. But yeah, like if your character's fast enough, like I think if Falcon just ran across the stage and just shielded, I think that explosion would just hit Duck Hunt by itself, and nothing you can do about it. So Can probably not going to be the way that you're going to want to start off your game nowadays. You most likely are going to want to start off with Clay Pigeon. For those of you who don't know, Clay Pigeon did gain those new particle hitboxes, and one reason why it's a huge deal now is that those particle hitboxes actually make Clay Pigeon safe on shield. It's really stupid. So like if they run up and then they just shield, and then you throw out a Clay Pigeon, you detonate it, and then you detonate the one a little bit later, and so just make sure that the particles will still hit shield and still hit the opponent when you do the second hit. It takes 2 hits to detonate Clay Pigeon if you're not doing the auto burst. That way the particle hits will literally trap them in shield, and that way you'll gain... I think if you do it correctly, you can gain frame advantage, but I think that's mostly if they're a tall character. But if not, you'll basically be on even terms. So that way you can just kind of retreat, throw out a jab, and then just like catch whatever they do out of shield right there. And that honestly would be a pretty good way to test out what they do exactly. Of course, as long as your opponent runs and jumps, they'll get around the Clay Pigeon, they'll punish them crazy. But yeah, throwing out Clay Pigeon at the beginning just because the neutral distance is so much shorter isn't really a bad thing to start off with, just because if they do run up and shield, that's going to be safe. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Wait, how did he turn around there? That was weird. Because, yeah, he hits him with fair. Did he back air or something? So he lands and then immediately turns around. Okay, so I'm wondering if that's that new mechanic that we've seen. I haven't really played around with it much at all, but, like, you know, we've seen things, like, ever since the trailers came out where, like, DD did back air, but then he immediately did a turnaround down tilt. So I wonder if that has to relate to it. Because, yeah, he just does a turnaround down tilt, which makes absolutely no sense here. Okay, so that was a huge mistake right there. Bowser could have just turned around and side beat him. He can tough guy through literally all those rapid jabs. So there was no reason for Bowser not to punish him. He could even have thrown out an F smash and just like duffed him. Because not only would he tough guy through the multi hits, but then when he starts the F smash, then he has super armor on the feet as well. So overall, like, you need to let go of that rapid jab early, or you just hold A, so that way you get the gentleman out. And then that way you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, free punish there for Bowser. And actually, I think he got hit by the finisher, and I don't think he even popped up. Oops. Let's look at that real quick. Oh no, he shielded it. Yeah. Yeah, so the thing is, like, at that distance, throwing out clay pigeon's pretty safe, just because when he jumps up over there, let's get the exact distance down. So that way you guys can kind of familiarize yourself with this. So he rolls back. So, like, across, that's about a little less than half of FD. If you toss out if you throw out a clay pigeon here against, like, a character like Bowser, like, I think the only one that could legitimately punish you is, like, you know, Fox running up smash. All Sonic's, like, normal moves are a little bit too slow. Like, but he might be able to, like, run up F smash you. It's relatively safe to throw out a clay pigeon here. Just keep in mind the characters that are extremely fast. Those are the only ones that you don't want to do this against. But character like Bowser, clay pigeon is going to be perfectly safe to throw against because, you know, he lands and you can already roll behind him. There, he could have easily gotten a punish on him, but he just retreats, or he just turned around, jabbed the wrong way. Probably has something to do with the buffering out of his roll. But yeah, so that clay pigeon. Oh, Pollux911, thanks for the follow. So the biggest thing right there is that yeah, he was able to get his defensive position on, but he should have gotten his advantage right there. He messed up that jab. Honestly, jab was probably the worst option for him to go for. Just throw him off and then get that one pummel him, throw him off, and then just like start your ledge trap play. Because once you have the ledge trap set up, which is like Duck Hunt's biggest highlight, except the spacing is a little bit weird on it now because of just the way that can works. Once he has that set up, then basically you're going to do like 60+% or just kill Bowser straight up. So that should always be your goal. Make sure you get your opponent to the ledge and then just keep them there. He didn't detonate his clay pigeon, so he probably didn't have access to can that entire time. And yeah, don't hold in against Bowser like that. Just throw out like a neutral air dodge there. If you throw out a neutral air dodge, you're not going to die. The lag on that's pretty low. You did throw out like 2 rolls, I think, so you might have had a little bit on the counter, but I think you would have lived with a neutral air dodge. But yeah, you just need to be prepared for something like an F smash to come out there. Even if you threw out a can, you would have lived. So keep that in mind. Bowser's looking for those moments, just kind of cheesy there. You detonated that clay pigeon a little bit too early. Like you want to, I'll tell you when to detonate it. So you hit him here. No, I would have waited till. Well, that was the wrong one. Yeah, till like this frame. To like detonate it, and then that way you would have been able to combo off of that. Yeah, that fair wasn't safe. You don't want to do rising fairs. When you do a rising fair, that's when you jump and fair at the same time. Then you are not going to have frame advantage at these percents. See, rising fair there, and then because you did it rising and you didn't retreat, he was able to get that jab on you super easily. What's up, Kirby Kid? Yeah, missed his punish there. So another big mistake that you'll have, generally this is just for new players in general that are new to competitive, is that they always kind of want to land with an aerial. They feel like they always need to be attacking, but that's a huge mistake. It just throws you into a commitment, and especially early on when you're not used to like fighting like good players, you're always reading where they were. You're never reading where they will be, and because of that, when you have that moment to attack, your attack's basically going to miss like 90% of the time. So you always need to make sure that you have it ready. It's like there, he wasn't aware that Bowser has a fairly large landing hitbox on the down air. Actually, I honestly didn't think that down air was going to connect at all, but let's exactly see how much range that thing has, because that's actually pretty big. Okay, so... Wow, yeah, look at that. So, basically, like, a whole character's length had a... What the hell is this? Is that a spike? That just looks strange. Okay. Those were his claws. But yeah, and as you can see here, there's actually a pretty big disjoint on this. Yeah, he didn't throw out a clay pigeon either. If he threw out a clay pigeon, he actually would have been able to get a punish on him. Funny enough, but yeah, a little bit too close to that down air. So make sure you keep your spacing in mind against that, because that's definitely a new hitbox. It was not that large before. The other thing, too, is you can just, like, if he just up-aired that down air, he would have just won that trade. He has, like, no armor or anything on it, so it's really easy to juggle him. So when you're fighting Bowser or any heavy, the only one that you need to be cautious of is K. Rool's armor. But any other heavy, just straight up up-air them, and you'll beat out whatever down air they have. Just don't even worry about it. Yeah, and there we go. You do one more clay pigeon here. That was the mistake that he made. He could have full hop clay pigeon one more time, and then that up air would have killed. Another rookie mistake here is, like, a lot of people just want to go for the easiest thing to hit and punish with. But you need to recognize the percent Bowser's at. Bowser's at 144%. He's going to land with a lot of lag. In this case, you're just going to run up smash. It's the quickest and easiest thing to get out. But, of course, you could have run down smash, run F smash, should be fine. I mean, we have the dash canceling now. Any smash attack you have is a viable option. So, like, let's say your opponent's at, like, 70, 80, 90%. You're going to want to go for F smash, unless, like, you know, if you're at the ledge, they're over here. Do a down smash instead. But center stage, over, F smash. F smash is just going to straight up kill them. In this case, make it easier for yourself. Go for an F smash. And that would have just, like, straight up killed him. But because he went for the dash attack, he missed it. There again, he missed another opportunity to kill him. And every single second that Bowser lives, that's just more rage that he can use against you to just obliterate you eventually. So you need to make sure you get that in your mind. I just need to kill him. And then there, you know, he didn't challenge him at all. He could have just thrown out an up air. Like, let's see how this even happened. So, yeah, you know, he just ran up and did nothing. A little bit too late on that up air. So, at least he was thinking about challenging it. But, you know, just want to keep that in mind. Yeah, good use of gunmen there to protect him. A lot of people aren't ready for how strong gunmen are. Okay, so this is actually really interesting. So, before, gunmen shooting clay pigeon was a horrible thing. You just never wanted it to happen. But because of the way that clay pigeon works now, where you have the particle effects, you can actually create a very interesting zone here. So instead, like, let's say, oh, I threw out a gunman and I see my opponent's trying to jump over it. Okay, let me throw out a clay pigeon. You'll now have, like, the scatter shots wherever you decide to toss it, and that'll actually punish them. So that's actually a very interesting zoning technique that we can use now. I don't think it's going to be useful. Like, most likely you're not going to get a combo off of it, but it's just good to know. Yeah, just drop shield a little bit too early there. Probably was afraid that he was going to get grabbed. But yeah, trying to run around this invincibility. You know, no zoning at all. So this was a huge mistake on his part. No, not far back enough. Okay. So he throws out the can here. The invincibility is gone. So that can's going to hit, and he could have just, like, fast fell naired him, like the strong hit of nair, and then just got in a punish. But now, you know, he landed with an F smash. F smash is not going to beat a dash attack. If you started a clay pigeon, you had a much better chance of catching him. If he shielded, you would have won. Even if he dash attacks you, you're not going to die. You get a little bit of a punish on him. So overall, it just would have been in your favor. Yeah, so he tried going for a hard read there. But don't get impatient on the ledge. A good player is just going to punish you for that. Luckily, this player didn't really have, like, the best patience on him, so it was pretty easy to just throw out an option. He had a pretty good chance that he probably wasn't going to call it out. He wasn't really relying on up B to, like, catch literally every option. So this is another tactic that we can actually use now. which I think is hilarious. So because he let the clay pigeon landed right here, he can actually just short hop around this and then like do a neutral air dodge, detonate the clay pigeon, and then that way when Bowser lands or just any other character lands against you, you can use those particle hitboxes to start a combo. It's actually really funny. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind how stupid clay pigeon is on the ground. But yeah, no, it just did a bad job landing. A duck hunt, you don't really want to be in the air against Bowser. Bowser is so good at punishing landings. You just burned your jump right there. Easy punish for Bowser at that moment. You just need to be a lot more conscious about this thing. Clay pigeon, super laggy up close. This Bowser has been jumping a good amount. So just give yourself that distance and then just start setting up a wall right here. And you're trying to throw out those... You're trying to be doing, like, safe pokes with fair. But, like, you know, you throw it out 3 times in a row. He's not biting. You need to change up your strategy at that point. You know, either run away or just go for a hard call out at that point. Like, the entire time, it doesn't really seem like you're trying to understand what your opponent likes to do. You're literally just throwing out hitboxes for the sake of throwing out hitboxes. That was a really good recovery there, and you need to keep in mind, like... Oh, hey, Romeo. You need to keep in mind, being able to air dodge or act out of that up B is just, like, one of the biggest godsends that we have in this game. So one thing that people haven't really been talking about is a lot of people have been getting annoyed with the way that the can pinging works out of up B. Just because like, oh, I want to hold left, but I want to press B. But you know, if you keep your momentum, you can just keep shooting the can above you. But let's say you don't have enough time to get out of the can, or you're too low, and you know your opponent's going to edge guard you. This is something that I want all of you guys to practice: is practice frame 1 can outs. So the thing about canning out now is if you do it early enough, you'll probably get the same exact like towards the stage hit that you got with canning out back in Smash 4. But the biggest buff that we get now out of up B that I think makes his recovery a lot better than it was in Smash 4 is the fact that if you don't have a can, you can literally can out of your up B. Just say that to yourself. I made myself not hopeless anymore. I can literally throw out a can right as soon as I know I'm about to die, and I'm magically saved. I didn't use my double jump. I can up B again, and then I can just air dodge, do any action out of that. And you're just sent up higher, which gives you a lot more opportunities to just mix it up from that moment. So use that to your advantage. If you are caught without a can, you are no longer hopeless. You could literally can out of every situation that you have, as long as you have an up B and your can's not on stage. Like, that's actually incredible. So don't forget about that as you're learning how to recover. Let's continue this. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that F smash wasn't really that good of an idea. If he just waited a little bit, he would have been able to get around it. Could have tossed out a can there, started a much better setup. And another thing that I just thought of is actually clay pigeon at ledge is kind of broken. So if you soft toss a clay pigeon, it lands right here. So you're obviously, if you detonate it, you're going to be able to cover standard get up, jump, get up attack. Actually, you don't even need to press anything for get up attack. The second that they break this clay pigeon, the clay pigeon particle hitboxes are just going to automatically punish the opponent. So if they do ledge drop fair, get up attack, or like jump, wait, and then nair at the end, that clay pigeon's going to punish them. The other thing too is if they don't throw out a hitbox, you can start detonating it. So then that way the particle hitboxes will have a really good chance of hitting them, because like the particle itself is just a lingering hitbox, and you have 3 of them. You have 3 giant lingering hitboxes. You can probably catch people at the ledge too with that as well. So let's say, oh, they're holding ledge. Okay, let me detonate this. Start running. Particle hits them down air. They're dead. Like those are literally the setups that you get off this thing. It's stupid how good this move is, but I love it. So yeah, keep that in mind. I mean, I know like K9's been saying like how this move is just like not imaginative at all, but like one of the things I keep saying is like we have been given just so many options to play around with these moves, is that if you're going to be boring with them, that's just you being boring at that point. Like, think about, let your imagination run wild with really how you can like use all these projectiles to your advantage. Like, this character is very, very freeform. Of course, down the line, there's probably going to be a more optimal way to do all of these things, but for right now, you can literally play almost any way you want, and you'll probably be able to find a way that works, and I think that's kind of a beautiful thing. But yeah, so clay pigeon at ledge, definitely a really viable edgeguard option. Don't be spamming F smash. If you're going to go for F smash, go for the charge, because that way, you know, we can charge for almost infinitely, so that way you can like let go whenever you want, so that way they really have to guess and you can react to them. But you know, if you keep spamming it, then yeah, he's just going to jump to you can jump down air you, down B you, the whole gambit. That was really cool, but obviously you're parrying a projectile, you'll just be safe against that, not whatever else we do afterwards. Yeah, I mean, if he's going to jab you, don't let go of shield. If you're trying to go for the parry, respect. If you're not, just hold shield. You'll be safe. So those are the biggest things to keep in mind. But yeah, so the biggest things for you, Scotty, is that, okay, first of all, just don't be using rapid jabs against Bowser. That is a death sentence. The other thing, too, is just think about what you're doing with your projectiles here. Like, you're spamming Clay Pigeon. That doesn't really give you a setup. That's like, oh, it should hit you. And then if it's not hitting them, it's kind of useless unless you're purposely planning for this to land on the ground and then use that as a setup. Oh, you're part of One Smash? Oh, cool, cool, cool. I saw you guys retweeting this stuff. I'm very happy that you guys actually pay attention to this. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna get feared there. Yeah, like don't be using up your jumps there. That's terrible. Like you never be wasting your jumps. Think about using that neutral air dodge. The thing that people haven't realized is a lot of people say that a lot of people are saying that disadvantage state in this game is really bad. It is, but one thing no one's been abusing is how good neutral air dodge actually is. If you've been fighting the CPUs, you'll see them using this quite a lot. As long as your opponent commits to a option to hit you in the air, your neutral air dodge should allow you to land on the ground and actually get some sort of frame advantage over them, unless they're like a really quick fast faller. Then if you're a floaty, okay, obviously you're getting bodied no matter what. But if you guys are around like the same falling speed and you neutral air dodge past them, then you'll actually have frame advantage over them. So keep that in mind. You land with about like 12 frames of landing lag, which is equivalent to like a lot of aerials in this, like L canceled aerials in this game. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're doing that, think about, okay, I'm landing with an L canceled move. It's not going to be as good as A landing, but you get that invincibility. If you do it at the right moment, you'll just be invincible from all the way down here to here, and then you'll just be able to body them like quickly. You didn't burn your jump or anything, and you'll get right back in the action, which is one of the biggest things about this game. Just learn how to abuse that neutral air dodge a lot. Yeah, and you don't want to be throwing these out. Like, throw out a gunman, throw out a can. A can gives you a setup. A gunman gives you, like, ground control, so that way they have to respect it. Can's probably going to be the... Gunman will probably be the more ideal situation in that if Bowser's approaching you constantly. If he's not, throw out a can. You'll be able to do a lot more with it. Yeah, you're pressing buttons again. You're not able to react to that down B. Down B is something you can clearly react to. If you're playing online, then, okay, I can excuse it a little bit. And you see, look, you just burned your jump there immediately. By doing that, you actually could have made it really easy for him to just zero to death you. He just had to, like, get under you and just up air you once, and that would have been smooth sailing for him. He actually just ran up tilted, too. Up tilt. Okay, that's good that you waited there. There is a landing hitbox to that up smash that would have caught you, and that's why that smash attack's not too bad to go there. And then, yeah, remember, full hop up, know how to kill. Like, I think if you went for a narrow back air, you probably would have killed him that way. Because up air, although it's decently strong, it's not going to be the strongest thing to kill a character like Bowser off the top. You want to... Because he's a big body, he's a heavyweight. Up air is going to kill a lot less quickly than if you went for, like, a back air or something like that. And remember, when he's at that death percent, run up and go for that up smash. Like, Bowser's, like, really, really bad at landing. That's the main reason why you can do these things. Definitely, one thing for all you Duck Hunt players, learn the spacing for the Clay Pigeon so it just lands right here at ledge. And time it specifically with their invincibility running out. So that way that you can abuse those particle hitboxes against them. I love that gunman. What did that kill at? It was like a 180? So we can kill Bowser at like 180 off of Orange Cup. That's great. Also, yeah, know your punishes too. You had a free punish there, but you just decided to run away. And then, yeah, no setup again. You could have jumped canned, and then that way you would have been in a ledge guard loop there. Actually, Scotty, that's got to be the biggest thing. Just learn ledge trapping. That's one thing you do not have down with this character. Ledge trapping and neutral. Neutral's way more important to work on, but neutral than ledge trapping. Biggest things you need to know is this character. It's where he's the best, it's where he racks up the most damage, and that's where he racks up the most kills. What's up, Wispay? Yeah, see, like, look, you did that 3 times. He didn't have to change up his game plan. Full hopped over you. And now you're just going to eat that. You jump again, I think. I know you didn't. I like that you finally mixed it up with doing a directional air dodge there, but it didn't exactly work out for you. Good recovery as well. But you see, like, look, you just kind of got lucky that he decided to get antsy there. If you didn't do that, then he would have gotten there. Like, if he just, like, waited and, like, jump fared you, he could have probably just, like, thrown out an F smash. You would have fared him, and he would have won. Yeah, see, like, that's what your high commitment options get you. They just make it a lot easier for you to get punished. And then... yeah, and then you died to a jab at... what percentage was that? 143. Okay, so that's good to know. I'm assuming that there was some bad DI involved in that, but I feel like 150, 160 jab can probably kill you from Bowser. So that's another thing you got to keep in mind. If you're at the ledge, make sure you're getting that good DI, and then just no one can kill you. Like, that's jab. A jab killed you at that percentage. You need it. That's like the type of knowledge that you need to have going into that. So yeah, remember, two biggest things: work on your neutral, just learn how ledge trapping works, and then from there, those are at least good starting points to work on. But just focus on not being as committal. Learn what like better players do with their moves. Like this, there's a reason why they go for a lot more tilts and they go for these projectile setups in order to like just kind of better themselves. But you kind of need to understand why you're using these projectiles too. If you don't have that down, then it's going to be really hard for you to get started. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that.